Okay, let's keep it going for our next comic, Nathan Guys.
Fuck, I'm short. Jesus Christ. Picked the wrong country, didn't I? Oh, anybody here hungover? Yes, and I wear it with pride. Okay, well, stick with me because I'm a little hungover. So, got some new shit here too, so let's get going. Now, I am single, and when you hear how bad my jokes are, you will understand why. It's pretty obvious I'm from the US, and I'm sorry about that. And more specifically, I'm from Kentucky. Fuck, I'm sorry. Jesus. Now, I hate asking this question on Sunday nights. Anybody here over 40? Fuck! Over 35? God damn it! So now it's just Grandpa up here, back in my day. Okay, before I get going with the set, there's something that happened in the train on the way here that I just have to mention. The youth today are too fucking spoiled. Like, see, I'm going right into back in my day. Fuck. The youth are so spoiled with technology. I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, so I was on the train, I was sitting in like one of the seats directly across from the toilet. And it was one of the ones with a handle. And then, you know, of course, the little square red light comes on and somebody's in there. This kid, I'm guessing 15, comes up and starts waving his hand over the red light. For like 3 seconds, it doesn't open, and he goes and gets the conductor to come show him how to open the door. Big handle. The conductor just goes, kid walks in, the conductor turns to me and goes, So, now, I'm a skateboarder, and I remember the very first injury I had, I was 16, I broke my elbow, or popped my elbow out. And me and a friend were at our other friend's ramp. He wasn't home, only his mom. So I fall, my friend goes in, tells her, she's like, oh, not again. And so she's like, okay, take him to the hospital. And now my friend had just gotten his driver's license the day before. So we're driving to the hospital, and he's yelling at other drivers, like with the windows up. He said, get out of the way! And I mean, as long as I kept my arm still, it didn't hurt that bad, but he kept making me laugh. I'm like, calm down, Chris, Jesus. So we get to the hospital, and instead of taking me to the door, he parks. And, you know, our friend's mother, you know, pulls up, Chris, why didn't you take him to the door? I don't know. So, you know, I'm walking in, I go in, doctors look at me, then they send me to the x-ray room. And this technician, it must have been her first day. I mean, because she comes in, it was this elbow, she comes in on this side, and she goes, oh, what seems to be the problem? She walks around and goes, oh, God! I'm like, yeah, that's really what you want to hear from a hospital employee. And so, like, you know, they take me back across, they give me drugs, they don't put me completely under, they get it back in place, and then they're taking me back across to the x-ray room. Now, I have to say, first and foremost, I was such a straight-laced kid in high school. No drugs, no drinking. I mean, skateboarding was bad enough back then. Like, you're going down the wrong path. All right, thanks. So they were wheeling me back across, and I remember, like, you know, my mom and Chris, and I don't know who else was there, but Chris was like, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm stoned. That was my very first experience with drugs. So, another thing too that I love that skateboarding has taught me is reflexes. I mean, the reflexes have saved my ass so many times. You know, not slipping down stairs, not falling over. One thing I love is, like, if I trip and I know I'm going to fall, I duck and I roll. Pop right back up. I love watching people who have no sense of balance or motor skills trip. Because what do? They start running to get their legs back under them, and they just hit the ground going 3 times faster. Oh, it's brilliant to watch. I love it. Now, okay, kind of continue on the skateboard part. I used to like bring God, Nathan, come on. I used to help teams from the U.S. do tours through Denmark. And this team I worked with in the U.S., good friends of mine, the first time I brought them over, this is up in Aalborg, and so I was, went to the store to pick up some beer to take to them for the ride home. And my father calls me, and I accidentally answer on speaker. And the first thing I hear is him turning to my mom and going, Becky, it ain't working because it ain't got enough power. That is, it is not working because it does not have enough power. Welcome to the Kentucky accent. Then, I'm like talking, I get up to the cashier and I don't want to be rude, so I set the phone down. I'm talking in Danish. Get back on the phone and my dad goes, did you understand what they were saying? No, Dad, I was just making up words and hoping they understood. Jesus. So then I drive and I get the guys and, give them beer. We're driving through the countryside talking. We get into town and they start doing this. Say, look, if it were Americans, they'd know immediately what it's talking about. I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're like, we don't want the police to see us. I'm like, this is Denmark. They walk down the street with a bottle of Jack Daniels if you want, as long as you're not causing problems. Really? Yeah, really. And I kid you not, from that point on, everyone we passed walking on the sidewalk, they would hold their beer out of the window and go, because I can! Oh, bear with me. Where did I want to go with this? Okay. Now I know we have a brand new comedian from Brazil. So anybody else? And the night that I choose to tell a Brazil story. Anybody else? Brazil or Central South America?
Here.
Oh, Jesus! Well, right in front of you, you should see it. I've been in Brazil for 1 hour. The company I used to work for, we had a sister agency in Brazil, and I had colleagues from different countries, but they were all EU citizens. And at the time, you didn't need a visa if you were an EU citizen. And I've been living in Denmark for years, so I didn't think about it. So I traveled to go to the sister agency. I show up at the border, and they're like, where's your visa? Oh, fuck. So now, my flight from Amsterdam, they should have checked. They were checking passports. They were supposed to have checked if I had a visa. If I didn't, they wouldn't no, you can't get on the plane. So the guy that took me, into an office room or whatever, and he was really cool, but he was fucking mad at the airline because he's like, this shit's been happening all the time. So I'm like trying to okay, can I, just stay overnight, go to the U.S. Embassy in the morning, blah, blah, blah. He goes, no, you have 2 choices. We put you back on the next airplane to Europe, or you go to jail. I think I'll take the airplane, please. So the crazy thing was, these 2 guards had to walk me to the plane. And I'm talking fucking military machine guns. Like, they walked me through these back corridors, and then we come out into the terminal. And I have these 2 security guards on either side of me. And everybody waiting to board the plane was just, oh shit. And they had to put me on the plane before anybody else, first class, whatever, because they needed to make sure I was on. I have never felt more badass in my life. But that's right. That's right. Don't fuck with me on this plane. Now, I got divorced a few years ago. I was with my ex for 13 years. And I was real nervous, getting back into the dating game in my middle ages. I'm like, do I still have it? Do I have the swagger? One thing I learned is dating in your middle ages is fucking awesome! Nobody has time for games or bullshit. Here's how it goes. Divorced, right? Who's not? How many kids? 3, how many kids? 2, when are you available? Every other Thursday from 6 to 7:30. Want to get together then and have sex? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, when I came to Denmark originally as a student, the first thing I learned is how short I am for this country, as you can tell. The true story, the second day I was in Denmark, I was in a restaurant, I went in to go pee, and the urinal was higher than my dick. I'm like, do I ask for a stool? Like, what am I supposed to do? So I just ended up coming up on my toes and, kind of tried to arc it in. Nathan Curry, comedian on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you guys.